Why, hello there, everybody. How are you doing today? It's me. Again and again, I am here to encourage you. I am here to embolden you. I am here to empower you. I am here to inform you. I am here to educate you. I am here to inspire you. I am here to motivate you. I am here to build you up. I am here to lift you up. I am here to bring and give you peace. I'm here to bring and give you hope because I am here to bring, give, and tell you the truth. What you're seeing is the outing of all of the control freaks. And they're outing themselves. You are clearly seeing exactly who all the control freaks are, who the definers are. Simply, and the only reason why you're seeing all that is because your creator is using the 45th president and his administration to show you how they're trying to control you, me, we the people. Because they refuse to be defined. They refuse to relinquish their own narrative. Because they realize that all they have to do is just do. And by them doing, they will and are exposing all of the counterfeits, all of the fakes, all of the frauds, all of the imposters. And you're seeing it now. Just so I'm clear, they're not calling anybody out. They're not calling the liar the liar. You're seeing the liar. You're seeing it. You are seeing that your guy, your gal, your trusted news source is not a news source. They've been lying to you. And again, the only reason why you're seeing it is because the president and his administration is refusing to bow to a lie, refusing to conform to their narrative, which means that everybody else, all of the other mouthpieces, talking about the stupid little people in a stupid little box, talking about the musicians, the entertainers, the superstars, everybody else with a title, all of the control freaks, the ones who have grabbed a title of authority and are trying to force their way on you. Those who have those are the people who, those aren't the stupid little people in a stupid little box. Those are the counterfeit authorities. They've never stood up because, well, that's never been their job to stand up. It's always been their job to try to steer you towards their desired result, their desired direction. Until the 45th president. Now, truth is clearing the field. The law is being applied. Did you ever stop to wonder why all of the networks, all of them, and again, if you don't believe me that it happened, simply go back and listen to go to TubeU and listen to all of the clips from all of the networks on election night. They all said the very same thing. There is no script for this. That tells you exactly. Out of the mouth overflows the abundance of the heart. That's what the Word of God says. Now, why did they say that there was no script? Because they live everything off of a script. If in the past, if the government said that they were thinking, if any government body, whether it be the federal government, your local government, a school board, whatever, if any government body said that they were thinking about doing something, then guess what that means? That means they're about to do it. Well, we're going to look into this. That means they are preparing to do whatever it is that they're going to do. The tyrant just can't come out and just say, and just expose himself for being a tyrant and say, well, this is the way we're going to do it. We're going to do it this way, and you have no other choice. See, you have to have counterfeits on quote unquote both sides in order to fully deceive everybody. One has to question now, who do you trust? Who got outed by the repeal? Look, folks, all of them got outed. It's not just John McCain or Songbird. And if you think President Trump told John McCain, you just need to stay in Arizona. Just stay there. Stay in Arizona. Don't even bother coming back. Because what President Trump is going to do is President Trump is going to cut off, and he can. He's going to cut off the bailouts for Obamacare. He can do that starting next month. That's what he's going to do. You all refuse to repeal and replace it? Well, then fine. The people need it to. It needs to go. It's dead. It's not helping anybody. It's killing people. Literally. You have insurance in name only. It doesn't even give you a warm and fuzzy feeling because you got to pay through the nose for it. So how come that's not getting any support from the quote-unquote Republicans? Because they're not Republicans. They're a uniparty. They are working a system. They aren't serving you. They're not serving me. They're definitely not serving we the people. But the only reason why they were outed for being the fakes and frauds that they are, for being the counterfeits, for being the control freaks, is the 45th president. Had he not been elected, you would just say, well, there's nothing we can do. There's no choice that you can do. Well, they're in charge, right? Which of course is, again, I said in yesterday's video, that's the reason why Jay Sekulow said what he said. Well, hey, they're elected officials. That's to say, hey, President Trump was elected by the people. We are a constitutional republic. We are not We the people are in charge. So now it's time for we the people to stand up and remove these people. It can be done. It has been done. How in the world do you think the United States of America became the United States of America? The people, our otherwise known as our founding fathers, removed, kicked out the British government. It's not like we've never done this before. It's the concept of no. No. We are not going to be denied our life, liberty, in the pursuit of our individual happiness. And no, you are not going to define exactly what our life means. You are not going to define exactly what liberty means. And you definitely are not going to define what happiness means. Because all of those things have been defined by our Creator. Period. But little bit by little bit, they have moved into every aspect of our lives. Social media. Oh, you can't say anything bad. You're convinced that, you are convinced that you need a bunch of followers, a bunch of Facebook friends, a bunch of likes, a bunch of impressions that validate you. Doesn't do a daggum thing. They are convinced that I'll just use myself as an example. If they are so convinced that I'm concerned about numbers that they've restricted me, and then you ready for this? You ready for this? This is what these idiots have done. These idiots now put on my post, because I made my post today, Sunday. Again, I make my videos the day before. And now on every post, ever since I've been restricted, it's telling me, hey, increase your reach by giving us money. You dummy. You're gonna cut me off and then say, well, we'll let you go if you're willing to pay? The only reason why they're doing that is because they know that they know the vast majority of you all out there are so concerned about numbers. You're so concerned about image. You are so concerned about other people's opinion of you. That makes you a slave to other people's opinion. That means you can very easily be manipulated and controlled by other people's opinion. I don't care. Why don't I care? Here's why I don't care. If I won't tell the truth to one person, what makes me think that I will tell the truth to 5 people, 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, 100,000 people, 1,000,000 people? The problem is, you all believe. You all have been, well, not believed. You all have been conditioned. You all have been programmed that if you have if you have millions of people following you, listening to you, subscribing to you, if you have a large number of people, if you have a large number of Facebook followers or Facebook friends, then that means that whatever it is that you're doing is right. That means you're operating underneath opinion. You're operating underneath the law of the jungle. That makes you a slave. a slave to all those other people. Because if you don't say something right, if you don't say the right thing, if you don't say something that will appease and keep everybody following you there, then you're gonna drop down just a couple of notches. And if you're not careful, you will fall from the grace of other people's opinion. Could care less. And the only what that means is you are willing to lie to millions of people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, thousands of people, hundreds of people, tens of people, 10 people, 5 people, one other person, simply because you are willing to lie to yourself because you're self deceived. Because the truth is, none of that matters. It doesn't really matter what the lying media says. It doesn't. Because it's a lie. The lie can't hurt you. And you are seeing the truth. You are seeing. You're seeing it because your creator is showing it to you. You're seeing that President Trump isn't being stopped. That's the whole the curtain has been pulled back. All because President Trump has been elected. And it's not just happening here in this country, it's happening all over the world. That's why they are doing everything they can to shame, berate, belittle President Trump and anyone associated with President Trump. Even an 11-year-old little boy. Sad. So very, very sad. Why? Because they are all realizing that they are being outed for the control freak. They're not afraid of us law-abiding citizens. They're not afraid of us believers. They're not afraid of us who really could care less about their lives. No, they're afraid of the people that they've been lying to. Because that's operating underneath the law of the jungle. And they're about to they are convinced that they are going to be just ripped to shreds if we don't find something on these people. They are so worried about their image. And they don't realize that they're outing themselves when they slander another person's image. That has no reason to be slandered. That has done nothing salacious. That has done nothing to be slandered. They're slandering them simply because, well, they are a threat. And you're seeing it. Case in point, Fox News, Sunday. These people just need to give up the ghost, man. It's over and done with. It's dead. Kellyanne Conway was on. And all of these people, all they want to talk about is made up stuff. They want to control the narrative. What's the guy's name that's on it? Chris Wallace. Chris Wallace was saying, saying how, are you going to report to the new chief of staff? What has that got to do with anything? What does it matter to you, Chris? Who do you report to, Chris? We know who you report to. You're a mouthpiece globalist. You just do as you're told. And again, listen to the words. Listen to the words that is coming out of their mouth. He believes that there is a pecking order. Kellyanne Conway answered and said there's an authority structure. Almighty God's law is structure. Over there in the law of the jungle, there's a pecking order. You're told your place. Remember Hillary's famous line, these black people just need to learn to heal. Uh-huh. It's none of your business, Chris. What does a difference does it make, Chris? Who they answer to? That's somebody that wants to know, well, who's in charge? Aha, light bulb's coming on. It's you, me, we the people are in charge. Well, we're going to have a meeting and we're going to find out how everything's supposed to work. We're going to get, the servants are going to get the instructions. Pay attention, Chris, on how, on what is required for them to do, because they're doers. They're not trying to find out who they are over, who they are lording over. I'm telling you, folks, you need to stop. You need to stop trying to control, manipulate, controlling somebody else. You need to stop shaming somebody else because you're outing yourself. Period. You're outing yourself. Just simply start doing. There is no difference between you and somebody that has 2 billion followers. I don't think anybody has 2 billion followers anywhere. But you see, the main reason why all of these people want to claim that they are a follower of somebody, because they truly believe that makes them somebody, because, hey, look, I'm with the vast majority of everybody else. I like so-and-so, when so-and-so don't even know you. Again, social media, the vast majority of I can tell you right now, I don't know, there's only a small percentage of the people that I know that are my Facebook friends. Very small percentage. But hey, they want to be my friend. They want to listen to what I've got to say. That's fine. That's what it is. It's social media. But there's that title, friends. So you agree with me? No. I agree with some of the things you say. I'm a unique, one of a kind, free will individual. No one defines me. And you're waking up and you're realizing that. And you're waking up and realizing that because you're being shown that by your creator. And the only reason why you're being shown that by your creator is because he's giving you the example of President Trump and his administration. They aren't bullying somebody. They aren't trying to control. They aren't trying to manipulate. They aren't trying to force. They are doing everything, again, by the book. Like it or not. And the longer that this goes on, the more, look, I've said this. I've said that this is not happening to you, it's happening for you. So you can see your own faults. So then you can just stop doing it. You can just stop doing the wrong thing. Nobody's going to come up and be we don't operate underneath the law of the jungle. Servants don't operate underneath the law of the jungle. Christians don't operate underneath the law of the jungle. And what's happening is these counterfeits, the counterfeit Christians, the counterfeit servants are being outed for operating they're being outed for operating underneath the law of the jungle, for being a control freak, for being a manipulator, for deliberately and intentionally lying to you. And they are deathly afraid of that because, well, they are convinced that the law of the jungle says, well, I'm gonna be tore up. They are deathly afraid of the consequences. And the consequences are just simply, we're just going to just push you away, just ignore you. See, somebody that craves an audience, for someone who craves an audience, for someone who craves the white hot spotlight is no greater punishment than to be all alone. No greater agony than to be all alone. Now, why is the news media, why is the lying media so scared? Well, because again, they're the mouthpiece for the criminals. They're part of the organization. Again, I just watched a clip. I didn't watch it. Thank God. I can't watch it anymore. Can't watch it anymore. I listen to President Trump and his administrations. There's only a handful of people that I listen to. None of them are mainstream. Okay? Period. So I just watched Chris Wallace just melt, just try his darndest to try to get Kellyanne Conway to admit or confirm or say that we operate underneath the law of the jungle, that there is some kind of shake-up going on. There is no shake-up. Stop sensationalizing everything, media people. Stop it. This is not going to go away. This is over and done with, folks. The hammer, as it were, is about to fall. And they're scared to death because, well, they've been committing some treasonous acts. Instead of telling the truth, which is what the media is supposed to do, just give you facts, otherwise known as the truth, they've been lying to you for money, for control, for power, for an audience. Same thing with the counterfeits in the government. Well, they're outed now. And now it's time for them to go. And that is what you're seeing go on. They're going. Just know they're not going to go quietly. Just like the petulant child that throws the fit in the middle of the grocery store, in the middle of the department store. That's what they're going to do. But the petulant child can't do anything when the adults come up, grab it by the nape of his neck, and proceeds to spank it and slap it right into reality. That's what you're seeing happen here today in our country. Just saying.